All right, let's get a look outside now. Chief Meteorologist Pete Bouchard joining me now. How cold is it going to get tomorrow morning?
Well, by tomorrow morning in the lower 20s. Not terribly cold. Tomorrow night, though, Priscilla, is colder in the mid-teens and upper teens. We're headed into the coldest part of winter. This is a momentous occasion, isn't it? Boston, January 19th to about the 23rd. 29.3 when we average the high and the low temperature. Worcester's is about the same time. And this is the depth of winter. After this, obviously, everything starts to warm up gradually, normally, right? We'll see how that works, though, in February. Look at the cold air. International Falls, Minneapolis. I mean, a good part of the country is pretty cold. Cincinnati, 15. It's 31 in Nashville. Little Rock's 36 degrees. We're in the 20s and 30s all the way down through D.C. This is like an old-fashioned winter, right? Little extension of the polar vortex dropping down now and early next week, too. That allows the cold air to move in. So it's an extension more than it's actually the entire polar vortex sitting on top of us. So it won't last forever. We'll see if it spins up any storms. There are your wind gusts. We know all about that over the last couple of days, or last week, too. 9 is what it'll feel like in the morning. That's a nice rosy temperature if you're waiting at the T stop, the platforms, or the bus stop. And then by afternoon, 16, 17. And then Thursday morning, not much of a breeze, but the air is colder, so even a slight breeze will bring us right near zero. And then in the afternoon, a little bit more respectable, feel like 20s because the winds have dropped back. Now, 30 degrees for a high temperature doesn't sound all that bad, but I just showed you that wind chill, so that's almost a misnomer, right? You'll see the temperatures recover at the end of the week, coming back a little bit on Thursday and then more so Friday. And that's with a very little wind, too. So these are some really nice winter days. Remember, we can't have those in wintertime. It's not all about, the wind and the misery. Saturday, winds coming from the south, so that'll boost our temperature up. But look at that Thursday forecast, 31 and 36 on Friday with very little wind. It feels pretty good. The sun angle's coming a little higher now that we're getting into the longer days of winter, into mid and late January. Saturday seems like a washout, doesn't it? But it's not. Most of this wet weather is late in the afternoon, closer to sunset, and then Saturday night. And then Sunday, we might have a couple of sprinkles. And then Monday, what's going on here? Well, the jet stream is dipping down across the lower 48, and this allows some of that polar air to move in. This is the extension of the polar vortex. Interestingly enough, it does extend about 30 miles in the atmosphere. So this is thick cold. And that's why it has reinforcements. That's why it's going so far south. That's why it's so cold. All right, so we get this little warm up along the eastern seaboard. And then it just moves a little bit farther offshore, and just a slight shift is big news because then we can spin up something along the eastern seaboard, maybe, watching this Sunday night. It's been fluctuating Sunday night into early Monday. This could be a problem into Monday morning if it sticks around, but this could produce also some snow, some accumulating snow for us, so we'll watch it carefully. All right, in the meantime, you can see at the end of the week, the warm-up through the weekend into the 40s. And then next week, okay, another extension of that polar vortex, and there you go, Tuesday, Wednesday. And man, that's numbing air, right? It could be even colder than that. We could struggle to make it to 18, 19 degrees in Boston.